it's me, Renee. I'm back. And today, as you can see, I've got a library haul for you guys. Yeah, I've been going to the library again. So, yeah, quite a lot of these I'm planning to read for Eurovision fun. Though, yeah, probably gonna do an own video for that one because I plan to read some of my own books for that one as well. So, yeah, let's get to them because that's quite a lot of books here today. So first we have Albert Einstein, Little People Big Dreams. So biography about Albert Einstein. And yeah. And then we have Helfinner Hjemmet by Arnhild Skre. This, as you might have guessed, is a Norwegian book. And it's all about Arnhild Skre, who talks about different people she loves literature, like characters and authors. I think it's just gonna be fictional characters. And yeah, gonna love that one. And then we have a little moment. Then we have Konge på Kypros by Aina Løve. I didn't know about this one for just find it randomly online. Yeah, looks like a nice, cool little short read. And yeah, spoiler, gonna use it because Kypros is Norwegian for Cyprus, so gonna use it for Eurovision fun. No one said you couldn't use sure kids books. So yeah, and then we have Filosofdronninger, which is a book sorry, which is a book all about different female philosophers. Which yeah, quite often when you think of philosophers, you kind of automatically think about Socrates, about Plato, like Plato, all those men. Well, there's been someone as well. So yeah, I think I might just use also that Eurovision one because there's gotta be some Europeans there, I'm thinking. So yeah. And then we have I don't remember what else. Yeah. Herodes Falsk er en gjeng med idioter og andre humoristiske beretninger. So this is kind of a non-fiction book about kind of that, yeah, short stories and like ideas, like weird interesting people. So yeah. And then we have Det er på tide å reise hjem. Du må holde deg oppe med begge hendene. So it's a book about Herodes Falsk and yeah, he goes traveling. So yeah, it's all about travels. So he travels all around different places here. So I'm gonna use it for Eurovision fun. Some of these places I can use, I'm thinking. And then we have quite a big pile here. We have 198 land. Min reise til alle verdens land. So this is a guy who traveled all around the world in all the countries. And yeah, it's written about each place. Yeah. And yeah, so that's gonna be quite fun to read and easy to use for Eurovision fun. So then we have, give me a moment. Then we have Bruken av verden by Nicolas Bouvier. Also a travelogue. So yeah, Eurovision fun. Got a good book to use for that one. And then we have Melodi Grand Prix. Artistene, suksessene, skandalene, antrekkene. So yeah, this is all about Eurovision fun. Just like Melodi Grand Prix is Norwegian word for Eurovision fun. Oh, sorry, for Eurovision. So yeah, just reading a book about Eurovision for Eurovision fun, I think is a good like sheet, a good like thing to do. So yeah. And then we have Den magiske bokhandelen, Trehusbiblioteket. So the fifth book in the magical bookstore series by Alan James. I love this series, so charming, and also the fourth book actually gave me chills because the bad guy in this one, that one, quite scary. I mean, I kind of almost had to like hide from the book because it was so scary. But yeah, this one of the characters is Italian, so I think I can use it for that. I think it's gonna, yeah, probably gonna go around Italy a bit. So yeah, use for Italy. And then we have Ingenstad på vei til verdens minst besøkte land. So this is a story all about going to the world's least traveled places. Probably this won't be able to use for Eurovision Fund because I feel like most of Europe is visited all the time by tourists. I suppose not all of Europe, but I suppose, yeah. Still, kind of looks like interesting read. So, yeah. And then we have Norma by Sophie Oksanen. So this I'm going to use for Finland. And it's a feminist magical urban fantasy story. So, yeah, my jam. So, yeah. Then we have just a few more. Oh yeah, it's just been 5 minutes. I was sure it's gonna be more. Well, I suppose I have planned to get some more books, but yeah, it was not that many more. So maybe it's gonna be a shorter video than I thought. Anyway, Null Points by Tim Moore. Again, a book all about Eurovision and yeah, the fiascos and the success and whatnot. And kind of funny, that guy who's jumping there, 99% sure that's based on a Norwegian guy. He participated lots of times in a Eurovision, and lots of times he got 0 points from like everyone. Well, like he's a big artist. No, well, he's a big. He died a few years ago, but he was a big artist in Norway, and like Norwegians love him, but apparently Eurovision don't. But I suppose why we would keep on sending him to Eurovision, I suppose. Yeah, do you send people to Eurovision, people who you think will do good, or do you like just send them one that you love the most from like national? I don't know, so that you really. But yeah. Then we have, give me a moment, The Kingdom of Back by Mary Lou. So this one takes place somewhat in Austria. So yeah, and it's all about Mozart's sister and her story with some magical into it. So yeah, excited to read it. And then we have Asterix I Alpene. So yeah, Asterix, a comic that I loved when I was a kid. I kind of looked a bit in it when I was like over Christmas because I kind of wanted to check it out again, and I thought like, oh, not that interesting. I thought like, you know what, it's kind of like fun to like to mix up and like for this really fun to do some comics as well. And yeah, so I picked up this one. So yeah, that's about it. And yeah, I suppose yeah, as I said, I have at least one more book that I'm going to get today, so also gonna film that when I get it. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed these books, and if you have any comments, thoughts, talk to me, and I'll see you in the next clip, I suppose. Bye. It's me, Renee. I'm back, and today I got a library haul for you guys. So yeah, I went to a library on Saturday, and I borrowed half the library, not half, but like a whole bag full. And I also kind of finally figured out how to order books for your library, because I suppose no, I didn't order books for my library. But, okay, so I ordered books for other libraries and just kind of I'm getting them at my library, at my closest library. And yeah, so I'm doing a readathon in April. Spoiler alert. So I found quite a lot of books that could work for that. So yeah, I have a lot of books on my way as well. So I suppose maybe no, this is actually going up today. So I suppose yeah, I'll be having more library books in the future. But today, this is library books I'm gonna talk to you about. Also, spoiler alert, quite a lot of these are Norwegian. Quite a lot. No, I suppose yeah, a few of these are Norwegian books, but yeah, sometimes I read Norwegian as well. So first we have Store helter i små båter of Jon Winge. So this is a book all about stories from the sea. So it's like a library from a ship. So it's all about yeah, people discovering things at sea and whatnot. So it's both like it's both yeah, it's different kind of yeah, different like travel logs from the sea. It's Columbus, it's Norwegian people, it's all over really. And yeah, looks like a fun book. I think it might work for the readathon I'm doing. So yeah. Then we have Kvinner i filosofien, women in philosophy. I love feminism. I love feminism. So whenever something has like a woman in title, I'm like, give it to me. This has philosophy in title, which I suppose philosophy is, it's not my like main jam, but I don't hate it. And as well, I kind of like philosophy in a way. Like I kind of think I like to think like why and how and like about those kinds of things. I think sometimes philosophy can be a bit heavy, but like sometimes it can also like not be that heavy. So yeah. And then we have Multikrig or Multigleder. So this is a Norwegian book. This came out. It's Norwegian book in Norwegian, so yeah. And it's all about cloudberries. Cloudberries. I mean, you have an English name for the cloudberry, but I believe it's quite common here in Norway. I don't think it's that common outside of Norway, at least. I suppose you probably might have it someplace in other places in the world because there's a word for it in English. Like if it was totally uncommon, I suppose you wouldn't have a name for it in English, or I don't know. But yeah, this is a non-fiction book about cloudberries. I thought like, you know what? I want to pick you up and read it. And I've been kind of having it in my radar for a while, and I thought, why not borrow it right now? And then we have Ikke tenk for meg by Tegnehanne. So this is a Norwegian comic. And so like in this, she kind of does a thing where she has a comic and then she talks a bit about the comic, so it's not just a comic. And yeah, I honestly I'm not quite sure if I've read this comic or if it's another one by her I've read, but she's quite funny and fun, so yeah. I suppose also like if I have read it, I can just return it. Easy as that really. So yeah. And then we have en ny Folk flest er gode by Rutberg Bergman. So this is the guy who he's a Dutch kind of philosopher, like thinker. Is he a philosopher or is it like I think he's kind of a philosopher, like it's maybe socialist. Like he's like a social science guy. Anyway, so this is a book all about humans and how maybe we aren't that bad. And like the human mind and kind of yeah, things like that. And yeah, plan to pick this one up for the readathon. It is a bit of a chunker, but yeah, I have it as an option now anyway. And then we have 10 konger og dronninger som forandret verden. So 10 kings and queens who changed the world. Again, works for readathon. I suppose so far just for readathon. I'm participating, as you might have guessed, in the Eurovision-a-thon. Talked about it a bit about it in other videos, and I've done it for 3 years now. 2 years, 3 years. I've done it some years before now, and yeah, so this one could work quite good for that, I would think. So yeah, and then we have Kunsten og feike, feike arabisk, en fortelling om autisme. So this book came out in November, I want to say, yeah, and it's by Lina Lehmann, and she's a Swedish woman, but this was translated to Norwegian, and she got diagnosed with autism in her adult life, and this is kind of about her life and how, yeah, having autism and her discovery to having autism and having autism as an adult and kind of stuff like that. And yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. So yeah, definitely gonna use it for Sweden for Eurovision-a-thon. So yeah, I suppose this spoiler alert, it's already been announced, but yeah, some of these books I've said I'm pretty sure I'm going to use for the Eurovision-a-thon, so I suppose you're getting a little sneak peek at my TBR now. So yeah, and then we have Pandora's Jar, Woman in Greek Myths by Natalie Haynes. So yeah, a lot of Greek myths, so like this one, the ones you think about like that is kind of based around man, Jason. You have uh, Hercules, Poseidon, whatnot. But this is all about the woman gods and woman people in Greek myths, and yeah. And then we have Pennyroyal Academy by M.A. Larson. It's a middle grade school, middle grade series, and it just looks charming and nice. And it's all about princesses and knights and whatnot. It's set in a boarding school, and I believe there might be like a movie on the way from it. Well, am I mixing it with something else? I think Reese Witherspoon actually has the rights. I might be wrong here. But yeah, anyway, it looks charming and nice. And yeah, there's 2 more books at least in the series. So yeah. Hunbound by Louise O'Neill. Uh, it's a Norwegian version of She Asked for It. It's a book that came out a few years ago about rape and rape culture and whatnot. A YA book about that kind of stuff. Louise O'Neill is an Irish author, so yeah. Spoiler, I think I might read for your version of one. So yeah. Though I do already have an Irish book, but there's a lot of options, as was nothing bad with having options really. We have Adult Assembly Required by Abby Waxman. This one I just kind of found randomly in the store and in the library, and it looked nice. It has good praise on the back, and it looks to be a funny and sweet story. So yeah. I was told it would get easier by Abby Waxman as well, and yeah, kind of looks like a nice, funny road trip story. So yeah. När vi möttes igen by Kristen Hummel. So I read quite a lot of Kristen Hummel books now. I felt like, you know what, I might as well get another one because why not? And yeah, as with most of the books, this one takes place both in the Second World War, but also in contemporary day. And yeah, thinking I'm gonna be emotional reading it, but yeah. And then we have Pride and Protest by Nikki Payne, Pride and Prejudice retelling, as you might have guessed. Set in modern day US, I want to say. Yep. And is it? Is it YA retelling or is it adult retelling? No, it's a CAO. So yeah, it's an adult retelling. So yeah. And yeah, probably won't use this for Eurovision Fund because that won't work. But yeah, want to check it out. Also, Eurovision Fund doesn't start until the 15th of April, so I have some time before that. And then I have just a few more books. So we have En Nation i Sjakk by Johan Øst. This is actually the debut book by this author, and it's sold lots of books, and yeah, it's kind of blew up the market. And it's a crime, which I don't read that much crime really, but yeah, this one kind of felt like, yeah, you know what, I kind of want to check it out. And they're actually also making the movie from it as we speak, or like they're in the beginning of making the movie. So the story behind it is that someone kidnaps the Prime Minister of Norway, and to like get the Prime Minister safe, they have to play both a literal chess game, but also like a chess game of the mind in a way. And yeah, you know what? Okay, could be interesting. I'm kind of curious if I like it or not. But I suppose if I don't like it, I'll just DNF it and I'll say I've tried out. And yeah, because yeah, as I said, I don't like crime that much, and when I do, it's often like cozy crime or classic crime, Agatha Christie, Sherlock Holmes, whatnot. But yeah, and then we have 13 fantastiska fortellinger. So yeah, I suppose I just said I don't like crime, and this is crime. But okay, so this is cozy crime, or like classic crime. It's Agatha Christie, and you have John Dickinson's car, and yeah, so locked room mysteries and whatnot. And yeah, thinking this could be perfect actually for next week for Easter, because I suppose it depends on where you are in the world. I suppose, yeah, it kind of is a Norwegian thing. But at least in Norway, Easter is kind of more or less equal crime. Like everybody reads some crime at Easter, or they'll watch a crime TV series, or like there's always gonna be like some crime thing in Norway. We love crime. We love crime all year round, but in Easter is like that's kind of our main thing. Like for us, Easter is like crime and candy, like the whole thing with Jesus and whatnot. It's kind of the backdrop, but it's not that interesting. We're just like crime, Easter crime. So yeah, and then we have last but not least Norges konger på 200 sider. So this is the non-fiction story about Norwegian kings. So it's part of a series where this publisher Kage, they've published some non-fiction stories about like different subjects on just 200 pages. So it's kind of like intro to a topic. So you have this one, you have Norwegian feminism in 200 pages, you have the Bible in 200 pages, you have the Second World War in 200 pages, the Middle East in 200 pages, and yeah, this Norwegian Kings 200 pages. I'm thinking I actually might use this for version of one because yeah, in the old days, lots of royalty kind of they married across the countries. So yeah, might find something I could use here. I'm not quite sure. Might do it. And yeah, and yeah, that is my library haul for you today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon. Bye.